panelists and distinguished guests. And I would like to continue Robin's speech. I mean, love really can make people want to be a better person. So today the topic of my speech is love languages. So in the area of linguistics, there are major language groups like Spanish, Japanese, Chinese, and so on. So we grow up learning this language from our parents or our relatives, and that becomes our native or primary languages. And later we may learn the additional language as a secondary language with much more efforts, like how we're doing in English now. And that becomes our secondary language. And then, of course, we speak and understand the best of our native tongue. And as for the secondary language, and the more we use, the more we feel comfortable about it. So just imagine if we only speak our primary languages and then encounter someone who only speaks his primary languages and which is different from ours, and then our communication will be limited. And if you are about to communicate effectively with a person, and for sure you must be willing to learn the language of whom you would like to communicate. So similarly in the area of love, and due to the different background and environments, your primary emotional love language and your partners might be as different as from Chinese to English. So if no matter how hard you try to express your love to your spouse in English, and who could only understand Chinese, so this message will not come through, and you will never understand how to love each other. So that is the purpose of my presentation, is to identify your primary love language and what is your spouse, and in that way to help your relationship to function well. So inside everyone human being, there is an emotional tank. Emotional tank waiting to be filled with love. So when we feel loved, and then we develop normally, and when we feel this love tank is empty, and then normally we will misbehave. So in order to fill this love tank, we have to understand how and the appropriate approach, and that is our love languages. So based on my study, I categorize this basic love language into 5, like this. So the first one is the words of affirmation. The words of affirmation and the words of appreciation really brings the tremendous power of communicating love. And it can well express in a very simple and straightforward statements of affirmation, like in the early of the day, you just tell your husband or your wife, you look very sharp in the suit today. I'm sure that these small words will make him happy for the rest of the day. And in the same time, you will feel very happy too. And also at the dinner time, you could say you are really the best cook in the world. I like the fish you cooked. And in this way, this will encourage her to cook more delicious for you. So this very simple, affirmative and kind, encouraging words will probably bright up your spouse day, bright up your partner's day. As a psychologist once said, the deepest need of a human being possibly is the need to be appreciated. So the word of affirmation can meet this need in many individuals. So the second love language is quality time. By quality time is, what I mean here is to spend the undivided attention to each other. So here I'm not saying that you're sitting on the couch and watching the television. So if you spend that time in that way, that means the television is your attention, not your partner here. So what I mean here is you're sitting together and look at each other and talking, sharing, giving each other your undivided attention. And this is a very powerful communicator of love. So if your partner's primary love language is quality time, and then after you finish work and go back home and make some time for her or for him, and she will feel satisfied here. And then receiving a gift is the third love language we are talking about. And here, I'm sure everybody here already received the gift from your families, lovers. And that's something you could hold in the hand to say, hey, look, she remembered me. He thought of me at that moment. And you must be thinking of someone when you give this gift. And this gift is a visual symbol of the love and of that thought. So if your partner or your lover has the primary love language as a receiving gift, and then don't wait until the special occasion to give her the special gift. Any gift comes with a different size or at any cost will get him or her feel happy about your action. So, and also this is one of the easiest love language you could easily learn. So coming to the lexia is the fourth love language is acts of service. This a little bit, by acts of service, it's including, what I mean here is you're doing something for what you would like your spouse or your partner to do for you, and you seek the ways to please her by serving her. And also you express your love by doing things for her. Such action like taking out the garbage, cleaning the house, taking care of the baby, we all call the acts of service. So normally if the person with this love language and you sit down and try to split the work and reach agreement. And at the same time, don't take any efforts as granted. Thank her or thank him for doing anything for him. And the last is a physical touch. And this has been very well known as the best communicator of love. Hugging each other, kissing, and embracing, holding hands, and sexual intercourse are all ways of communicating love by this kind of form. So if the person with this item as a primary love language, so without it, this person will feel unwanted, unloved. With this, and the person's love tank will be satisfied and filled. And also he will feel secure in the love of his partners. So all of the above, I would like to know what is your primary love language. Victor? What is yours?
Physical touch.
And what is your wife? Do you have any idea?
Body, time, yeah. And also, of course, yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you. And then I'm very curious about the rest of yours, but I will leave it to you to find out for yourself. Thank you very much. And back to the.
Next, we'll have